So yeah, he had 4 TDs in that game, and he's had 13 in 5 games, which is second most in franchise history to start a season off, behind George Blanda, who had 14 in 1962. I mean, let's be real. None of us probably watching this video was old enough to see George Blanda play. So that's pretty big. 1962, I mean, come on. That's a long time ago. Also, in 15 regular season games, he has a 12-13 record along with 35 TDs and 7 INTs, and he's 70% passing. Dude, find me another flawless quarterback like that. Ryan Tannehill for MVP. Now, on top of Ryan Tannehill being MVP, you remember when our only MVP, Steve McNair, shared his MVP with Peyton Manning? I honestly feel like if Ryan Tannehill or Derrick Henry wins MVP, like, come on, man. Let's just attach it. Let's make them co-MVPs. Like, we can make it happen. Because let's be real, as great as Tannehill is, it's almost like, it's like, bro, they're so dominant together. They're almost like unstoppable. Just unstoppable. And let me just tell you just how unstoppable these two are together. So Henry is also MVP caliber. And since last year in those playoffs, and really towards the end of the season when he broke that record, I mean, dude's been on a tear to where they came out they get paid and they just, players get paid and they slow down and, see what happened with players like, Le'Veon Bell or DeMarcus Lawrence. And we're not going to talk about Le'Veon Bell like he chose. I mean, we also know his situation, and then Cowboys playing bad, but all these players getting paid. I mean, no, this is a different situation. These guys got paid and they came and played. So let's talk about it. So he had a 94-yard touchdown, which was incredible. Second 90-yard touchdown in his career. 212 yards on the ground. Third career 200-plus yard game. Incredible. Scored the game winner in Wildcat. And I don't even know if you guys know this, but that's why I was like, they so good together. Like, they're obviously our best two players. That's not the first time Vrabel or Arthur Smith has chose to put the ball in Derrick Henry hands at the end of the game rather than Tannehill hands at the end of the game. I mean, Tannehill won us the game. Well, he sent the game to OT, but Derrick Henry won that game. Just a beast. He's like a man amongst boys out there when he gets to football. So he scored the game winner in Wildcat. 3 of the top 6 single rushing games in history did Derrick Henry put up. 4th in franchise in rushing. And he's the 5th player with 2 90-plus yard touchdowns. I mean, when you think about all the backs that Tennessee has had, it's incredible. And I'm actually going to do a separate video talking just about the running back history that the Titans have, because I don't think there's people who rival it, like the Chicago Bears, because they have Walter Payton and Gale Sayers, or they might bring up like the Cowboys. But I mean, let's be real. Our running backs history is remarkable, and I'm gonna do a separate video talking about those running backs alone, because they just deserve their own video. Just the uniqueness of them all and the sheer power and fear that they put into some of the defenders they played against. So yeah, he's the 5th player with 2 90-plus yard touchdowns, along pace right now for 1,882 yards. I mean, I remember talks about him maybe going for that 2,000-yard rushing. I necessarily don't think he should try to go for that, just because we really want him to be healthy and just have the most leg power he can going into the playoffs, because we know how pivotal he's going to be for us in the playoffs. But I mean, if he breaks it, hey man, all love here, bro. I would love to see another Titan break that record, and we haven't had one since CJ2K, so it'd be cool to see the next one that does break it be Derrick Henry. So that would be great. Now, we got some more bad news. Not necessarily really bad, but concerning news. And we got to talk about our defense, man. we got to talk about our defense because in every game besides that Bills game, and really if you look at the Bills game, with Malcolm Butler getting those 2 picks, that really took some pressure off of our defense. But, man, we have not really looked super good on defense all year. I mean, maybe the first game, we played decent defense. We held them under like 20 points. But if we just look overall, I mean, we gave up 30 plus to the Jags. I mean, the Texans putting up points on us. We cannot play like that. We're not going to win like that. We're 5-0 now, but in the long haul, we have got to strap up on defense. And I know we're missing Adoree Jackson, and the fact that we just lost a rotational pass rusher and Kamala Correa, and we traded him away. I'm not really gonna say I'm really happy about that. And we don't have Jurrell Casey no more, who I was a big fan of, and we'll talk about him more later. But if you really just look at it, like, we're struggling on defense right now. Like, really. And I'm going to tell you just how bad it is for us right now. So, we got 7 sacks in 5 games. Okay. We're 15th in points allowed. It's middle of the pack, but it's a little deeper than that, right? So, we allowed 30 points or more in 3 of our 5 wins. That just shows you how good our offense is, if you want to be honest. I mean, yeah, most teams are putting up 30 plus, but let's be real. It's football. It's not basketball where you're going to score on every time you get the ball. No. So if we're winning by 30 plus a game and losing, I mean, and we're giving up 30 plus in 3 of our 5 games, that's not good. Not at that pace. That's not good. And we're terrible on 3rd down. I mean, if you watch the game, Deshaun Watson was eating us up on those 3rd downs over and over again. Over and over again. So bad. They went 50% on 3rd down, 7-14. I mean, and we're 57% on 3rd downs this year, giving them away. I mean, that's not good. We want to get that number like to 40, even 30%. That's last in the NFL. It's not good, man. We're 27 in NFL rank in defense. Also not good. I mean, and I think the real reason for that is our pass rush. We're not getting a lot of pass rush on the ball. I don't know what it is, but if you want to just point out players, I don't want to point out players because, pass rushing is not just one player. I mean, but this whole offseason, we went ballistic. Let's get Clowney. Is he going to sign with us? And then he signs and we're just ecstatic. Oh, man, we're ready to go. And then, somebody needs to, grab some guys by the jersey and be like, come on now. And I think, and you want to talk about Jurrell Casey, what we really missed the most. He was like the heart and soul of that defense because he was there through the bad years to the years where we started improving and actually started, winning and, winning in the playoffs. And he was that perennial Pro Bowl player every year, run stopper. And he really was like the fire of that defense, man. He really got us going. And as good as Byard is and Daquan Jones, who did play well, I just don't think we have that one player that's just like getting in everybody's ass right now. And I just got to be real. Like Clowney and Beasley, they're playing good. They're getting rushes. They're putting pressure on the quarterback. But we got to touch the quarterback. We got to knock somebody down. And, we're putting it all on the DBs, and it's not good because we already are shorthanded on our DBs. And it's just bad, man. So we got so if you look at the pass rush, we had 2 sacks on Deshaun Watson, but he still due for 300 plus with 4 scores. I mean, because he had time, man. He had too much time. But if we are going to talk about the defense, we are going to talk about, some bright spots. And Jeffrey Simmons. Big Jeff is the reason why they was like, okay, let's go ahead and trade Casey. Which, if you really look at it, man, and I remember Titan Upload. If you guys don't know Titan Upload, I'm probably going to say this every time I mention his name because, dude, I look up to Titan Upload so much. He's probably my favorite YouTuber. He talks Titans a lot. He goes live and just a real good dude, real great YouTuber. You know, and I mentioned it to him. I said, man, I really think we're going to miss Casey. And he was like, man, Casey's hurt, man. You know, Casey had been hurt. And even though he did play well, you know, he was a little bit slower. You know what I'm saying? Probably a little bit less burst. And I think they had a lot of confidence in Jeff Simmons, who was also hurt. And if you look at it, Jurrell Casey ended up, you know, with a season-ending injury. And I mean, that just speaks to it all right there that, yeah, it was probably time to go ahead and let Jurrell Casey go and let Jeff Simmons be his own man and do his thing. But he cannot do it alone. So, yeah. And Jeff Simmons is so good because, yeah, he's probably not getting those sacks, but he has that F up the play factor, you know? Like, he might not get the sack, but he's gonna make you, he's gonna mess up the play a little bit, make you go outside of the norm and maybe have to run out the box a little bit more and give our defensive backs time to, you know, disrupt the plays and make sure they're covering well. I mean, so he did return this game with 2 sacks, 2 pressures, and 6 total tackles, which tied his career high. Great game. Shouts out to you, Jeff Simmons. You played a good game, man. So while I'm on it, I got to go ahead and shout out my guy, my tight end, who I was high on after last year because I was like, man, this guy can ball, man. This guy can catch. He probably doesn't have, like, the same, like, speed of a Jonnu Smith or the catching ability of, or how good Delanie Walker was, because this guy can't catch. But so we know we lost Jonnu Smith early in the game. But Firkser, I mean, dude came out and had a good game. 8 receptions, over 100 yards, 113, with a touchdown. Most since Delanie Walker, who had 124 against the Packers back in 2016. So, I mean, hey, whenever you're in a conversation with Delanie Walker, you know you're doing something right. So while we're on about receivers, we're gonna talk about A.J. Brown, who had probably the best catch of the whole game. If you really think about it, I mean, dude, that was a hell of a play. I mean, I was literally on my seat like, oh my goodness. When they didn't clock the ball, I'm like, clock the ball. I'm like, clock the ball. And I gotta have more faith in A.J. Brown because, dude, he's a red zone threat. Honestly, you see it in that Bills game on the first pass, same play. And you think about it, like, A.J. Brown it's not Megatron, you know, he's not Julio. Like, me and him, like, the same height. I know he's physically better than me, but, like, it's crazy to believe. I mean, he just goes up there and gets it. Dude is incredible. When he said he was going to be the best receiver in the game, dude, he has a shot. With Tannehill playing as hot as he is, now running the game as great as it is, yeah, I could see it. Like 1,500 yards. I can see it. He had 1,000 last year. I can see 1,500. I can see it. So yeah, he had 2 TDs and the one, like I said, to force the OT with 4 seconds left. Incredible. Shouts out to you, A.J. Brown. Incredible. How good we are when the game is on the line. I mean, we're 30 plus straight in 4 games, man. Back-to-back 42 point games. And we got a franchise record. We have a lot of records. We're breaking a lot of records, bro. A lot of records this year. This might be the best Titans team in a long time. And even probably better than that, the one we went 13-3. What was that, like 2007? Yeah. It's the best Titans team in a long time. Yeah, so we had a franchise record of 601 yards. That's incredible. 601 yards. And listen to this. Since 2019, we scored 42 or more 5 times, which is the highest in the NFL since 2019. And that's probably with my guy Marcus Mariota in there. That dude, Tannehill is lethal. Dude is lethal. And also another record we broke, we're the first team with a 350 plus yard passer and a 200 plus yard rusher, with that being Ryan Tannehill and also Derrick Henry. In the red zone, we're playing so good right now. We're 18 touchdowns in 23 trips, 78%. And yeah, man, we're second in yards and also we're second in points. So we're playing some good football, bro. If you ask me, I don't care. Steelers, undefeated, I don't care. We're the best team in the NFL until somebody beats us. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, please subscribe, hit that little notification bell, leave a comment, all of that, tighten up. Thank you. God bless.